Hello, everybody. Hey, happy Frozen Friday. I think everybody in America is cold right now. Is there a single place in America that is not freezing? We'll talk about that shortly. While we're waiting on folks to join, go to coopedup.com and you can see the content I put there, sign up for my email newsletters and all that kind of stuff on all of the other platforms. I'm Cooped Up. That is my handle there. So if you can find me there, you can do that. Also, be sure to click the bell to get notified whenever I come live or post anything like that. And then last but not least, if you text me at this number, 214-949-8599, I will just send you updates via text and you can text me also at that number. It's not a group thing. It won't be a bunch of people texting you. I sent out one last night for those folks in Texas about how to sign up for COVID vaccines through HEBs across the state. So there was one that went out last night. So hopefully that helped some of y'all. Let me turn this off real quick. It's distracting. Okay, so I hope you're doing well. Hey, Mama, good to see you. It is cold. So we are hitting the point where it is so cold that I don't care what I fucking look like. I think I've got like 6 layers on. This old house, our house was built in 1937. It still has the original 1937 windows. If you stand too close to them, you can actually feel the weather coming through the windows because it is so chilly. Yeah, I'll get to that in a minute though. But also, people are still joining. It is Lunar New Year or Chinese New Year, depending on what you call it. I think they're the same thing though. And this is the year of the ox. So I looked up, what does it look like? What does it mean to be in the year of the ox? Because they all mean, that's kind of there's a Chinese zodiac, and they all mean something different. Basically, it means like slow and steady she goes, like take care of yourself, stay drama free, keep your head down, and work hard. That's what. So it's not like there's going to be a dramatic change this year, but it's not a bad year either, right? So that's what I read. So let's hope that is true. Especially the stay drama free part and taking care of yourself. Matt is saying, look at you in your military chic. Yes. I do love a nice camo moment. I'm really into camo. And I think Todd got this sweatshirt for me, and I did not wear it for ages. And then I'm so cold. I'm like getting stuff out. So can you see me? Am I in camo? Like, bad dad joke. My sister's saying I'm wearing camo too. Yes. Lunar New Year is the PC term. Chinese New Year is frowned upon. Okay, well, good to know. Okay, did not know that. And I have still not started drinking yet. I will do that after I see you. I actually need to get to get my order finished. I ordered groceries to be delivered tomorrow from Walmart. And I had to do it yesterday for tomorrow afternoon as the earliest that they had appointments for it. And because I don't want to go anywhere. And so I started the order just enough, and then they let you add to it up to 12 hours in advance. So I have until like midnight tonight, 1 o'clock tonight to order it, add on to it. So boring. I don't know what you're saying is boring. And need to do that. So, that I'm not drinking is boring. Yes. No, I need to keep like a clear head so I can get all my groceries ordered. Else we're going to have like the weirdest Walmart order ever. So anyway, it's cold. That is the news of the day. It is cold. And, but I'll get to that again in a minute. I'm going to circle back around. So did I tell y'all I ordered a sample of Dolly Parton's perfume? So we talked about this a couple weeks ago. Dolly Parton is like, I finally came out with the fragrance. And I was like, I wonder what Dolly smells like. I just got to know. So like $10 to get this scent. It arrived yesterday. It's a cute old, like when she was kind of a younger woman. And it says, she introduces, blah, blah, I'm going to shorthand it. Her signature fragrance, where flower blossoms, rhinestone hearts, and playful butterflies transport us to a place where everything is possible. Open your heart to Dolly's new fragrance. And it's called, it doesn't say the name of it, but it's called something specifically on here. So this came in the mail. Todd was upstairs on a meeting. I was like, let's see what it smells like. I sprayed it on the kid's wrists. 2 minutes later, Todd comes downstairs. I can still smell it from here. Todd comes downstairs and he goes, what the hell did you do? I kid you not. The first words out of his mouth after I sprayed this, he came straight away downstairs. What the hell did you do? He's got to be weird. See, I don't know if I need the reality show or Todd needs the reality show about being surrounded by all of us, right? And so it smells like kind of what you would expect Dolly Parton to smell like. I wish this was smell-o-vision. It smells like what really country people probably think fancy people smell like. Is that a good descriptor? Scent from above is what it is called. By the way, I wish, I was talking to my friend Steve Noviello earlier today about the software. I wish that there was like a little, he's like, it's like pop-up video. And I'm like, wouldn't it be great if it's like a bloop every time I did? That might get annoying though. But Scent from Above, that is the name of it. It is super floral, very powdery. It is intended to smell light, but it is very heavy. It is so, and it is, my sister said, it's not what you told me last night. So it smells like a backwoods hooker. She goes by Backwoods Barbie, you know. It smells like a small town hooker is what it smells like. And, you know, Dolly has always said that one of her style icons is the prostitute in their town growing up. Like she thought she was like the most glamorous person in town. This tracks. And you can get it at scentbeauty.com. This is not a promotion. I'm just letting you know in case you want to. And there's a promo code on here. Dolly, $10. Dolly $10 to check out and receive $10 off your full size. Yeah. So I will not. Who wants to be the lucky recipient of this? I'll mail it to you. Does it smell like money, boobs, COVID vaccine, and reading mastery? It does not smell like any of those things. It should. She deserves to smell like all of those things. It does not smell like money. Maybe boobs. I'm not exactly sure what boobs smell like. COVID vaccine. You know, I've been pretty nauseous from my COVID vaccine the last few days, so maybe it does smell like the COVID vaccine. And reading mastery. So I'm really selling it, Monica says. And Michelle, my neighbor, is laughing. Oh, Michelle, I'm surprised you did not smell it last night. Like 2 squirts in our dining room. And we were like, are we going to have to open the fucking doors and air this house out? Like, and again, at 30-degree temperatures. So I'm guessing the kids had to shower last night. Yes, they did. Please do not drop that off in my letterbox, Michelle is saying. Oh, man. So that is crazy. But the house smells better now because this is the other weird thing that I did that I'm surprised Todd is like, what the hell? I ordered flowers for myself. We got a shipment of 50 long stem roses today from worldsbestflowers.com. I think, again, Steve Noviello, who I was just talking about, he recommended it. 50 long stem roses shipped directly from Colombia. They arrived, I saw the FedEx tracking. It was like from Bogota, Colombia to Memphis to here within like 2 days. Super fresh, huge. They smell tremendous. I love the way roses smell. And they're multicolored. They're all, it's red ones, yellow ones, white ones, kind of orangey one, like peachy orangey ones. Some yellow that has like firiest on it. It was so good. It's like $60 for 50 long stem roses. And it was just wonderful. They're so good. And, you know, I just love fresh flowers in the house. I have a million orchids that I am constantly reblooming. We have a sunroom in our house, and which y'all saw on when I did the tour a while back, that just constantly are reblooming. And so I keep those, but I also like to bring in fresh flowers. And roses, I don't get a big chance to do that very often. I don't know, roses are one of those flowers that I guess people just don't really buy to put in your, I normally will buy more of like a spring bundle or something like that, but the price was great and they look so good. They smell so good. And I always, Shandy said, I always buy myself flowers. It's single, not going to wait. Yes. Well, here's the other thing is that Todd and I do not really, we don't really celebrate Valentine's Day because our anniversary is February 28th. So exactly 2 weeks later, we mark our anniversary as the day of our first date. So February 28th, 1999. So we're 22 years in. And so we don't do a big deal for Valentine's Day. We might get each other a card or something like that. And or I'm this year I'm like, we bought flowers for each other. That's good. And I like the long stem roses because here's what I do. Like every 3 days, you change the water and you cut them down a little bit. So then I split them. So right now they're in one big vase. It's actually a vase because it's real cheap. But and then I will start to separate them into different arrangements. I kind of have that gay gene, the flower arranging gene, not really great. Todd does it much better. I'm better at the little containers and putting them in and making them cute that way, not when they're a big thing. So Kelly is saying, thank you for supporting my industry. Buy more flowers, plant lover. I love having plants in the house. And this is a thing, I think also. I think this is you go to a lot of people's houses and they don't have any plants in their house at all. I just think that is a sign of class. I think it's a sign of I don't know what it is. Like I love being in houses. I mean, I'm not talking about just like a million plants, although I do have a lot of plants in my house. But I just think that plants, the air smells better. Everything is lighter. I love plants. So anyway, and that came off much more judgy than I meant it to. But yeah, I love it. I love it. And so for Valentine's Day, though, it's going to be shitty weather here on Sunday, which is Valentine's Day, right? Yeah. So if y'all are having to cancel any plans that you had or whatever, be sure to keep in mind the small businesses and the restaurants and stuff that we're kind of hoping for a bump, I think, because, the last year has just been a shit show for them. So one of the things that I think that we could all do, and I've already done this a few times through the pandemic, is I've been buying gift cards to restaurants and not even using them yet, saving them for when we're in the better times, just so that they would have the cash. And so that's something to think about. Buy a gift card to your favorite restaurant or wherever you might have gone to celebrate or whatever, and then just hang on to it for a little bit. Hopefully they make it, but or you can even use it, but they could use the cash whenever they can. So that's something to think about. Let's see. And what are y'all saying? Sandy, you are asked something. Where did I get this? Todd gave it to me. Where is it from? I actually don't even know where it's from. I can't see. What does that say? Club room? I don't know. It's probably from Macy's or something like that. Order it online. But it's cute. I love it. And it's got, and again, we are this is more stylish looking on camera than it is in person, I tell you. I think I look like a big roly-poly at this thing, but it's warm. But no, I love camo so much. I have a bag that also, I like buying peach-colored roses from Trader Joe's. They match my kit. The peach ones are so pretty. And Kelly is reminding us, as a spokesperson for the plant industry, that it is scientifically proven that plants clean the air, help people heal faster, help people concentrate better, boost moods, put the real deal in your home or office. That did not sound like a commercial at all, Kelly. Oh, and at Eric's house, Mark is the gardener. Yeah. And share a picture of the roses on the text. I will. I need to get them arranged. Literally, my goal today was just getting them into water. And so I just chopped the ends, put them in water, and they're not arranged at all. So I will send it out to y'all in a little bit. So, hey, if you want to see the flowers, this is a special bonus offer. If you want to see the flowers, text me at 214-949-8599, and I will send you a photo. And it's not a group email or group text thing. You won't get a million things from me. You can always opt out, whatever. And you're saying order flowers from Heather Clark Rubin events at Simply L blah blah blah. They're the best locally owned small business and always support our LGBT community. Good to know. Good to know. Thank you, Zach, for that comment. What else? So y'all, like I said, it is cold. We are going to be sledding this weekend. We have a golf course across the street. It's very hilly. I guess the last time was like 2011, like 10 years ago. I don't know the exact year that we had enough snow that we could sled, and we didn't have anything. So we were using like big like storage containers and all that stuff. So that year I said, you know what, we're going to buy the discs so that we're ready for it. And then it never came. So we had these big plastic discs that are for sledding. Never came. It never came. I almost threw them away last year, and I don't think I did. And now is the year. I hope the anticipation is worth it. I just cannot believe it. And I don't even know. I'm worried about school next week, y'all, because they canceled yesterday. Today we were already off, and Monday we're already off. But the snow is coming like on Sunday and Monday. And then it's not supposed to get above freezing before school starts again on Tuesday. And then I think it's snowing again on Wednesday. And I still think I don't think that we're out of the freezing until like Thursday, right? So I don't know. I did. Oh, you didn't get a text, Jody. You were on the text last night. You should have gotten it. I'll double check. I'm pretty sure that you were on it. I wonder why you wouldn't have gotten it. I'll look at that in a minute. I don't have to. The snow is coming. Reminds me of Game of Thrones. That is a show that I have never watched. I've tried to watch it, and I just don't like overly graphic violence. And that is defined by that. Same with was it The Walking Dead? I tried to watch one episode of that. Everyone's like, oh, it's such a great storyline, which, someone was telling me what the storyline was. And I was like, oh yeah, that is really neat. I like it. Like, I think that it sounds like a really compelling storyline, but no. I watched it and I saw a guy combing his daughter's hair who was a zombie, and her scalp peeled off, and I was like, that's it. I think that's like episode 1. I don't even think that that's very far in. I was like, nope. And Suzanne is saying they got a voicemail from their school to take devices home because they may be having all virtual Tuesday through Thursday of next week. Wow. Yeah. It was so cold. I needed to run up to my office today, which admittedly my office is close to our house. If I hit the traffic light with a green light both directions, I can go there, do what I need to do, and be back home within 10 to 15 minutes, depending on how long I take there. It takes like 3-4 minutes. It's a stop sign, a stoplight, and then a right turn at a stoplight. And then on the way back, it's 2 stoplights and a right turn at a stop sign. So super fast. But here's the thing. So I get in my car, and as I tell you all the time, I drive a Range Rover. One of the features of the Range Rover that is, under normal circumstances, a fabulous feature is that when you get in the car and you turn on either the AC or the heater, it does not blow out air until it has gotten temperature. So in the summer, it does not blow hot air on you. It just doesn't blow air. In the winter, it does not blow cold air on you. It waits until the air is warm, and then it blows it on you, right? Well, it is so fucking cold right now that mine it never blew air. Like, I drove to work and back, and the air never came on. It never got warm enough for the air to be warm. And the air, it's not even hot air, like just not cold air. It never turned on. So, crazy. As all this talk of your office is making me hangry from Emporium pies. I know. I have been very good about not going there all the time. I even have a gift card to there that I haven't used. I should send it to you to get it out of me. So, let's see. Ryan is saying, based on yesterday's, oh my God, I'm sure y'all saw this, 130 car pileup in Fort Worth. It was the cover of the Wall Street Journal today, by the way. I'm staying home until Thursday when the temperature goes above freezing. I mean, that video, especially the one of like the FedEx truck, just and then like over it. And it was at 6 a.m. in the morning, and it's just crazy. I mean, and the low on Monday is supposed to be 2. Not even sure we can go outside. Yeah. I remember when my grandfather had his prostate out at the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota. We got a how to not die in Minnesota in the wintertime packet, basically. It was like a list of things to do. And I remember my Aunt Lois telling me about this. And one of the things was women should not, or anyone, but at the time they said women, because this would have been in the early 90s, should not wear earrings, because the earrings, it's so cold there that if you go outside, the metal of your earrings gets so cold that it can give you frostbite of your earlobe. I do not want to ever, ever live somewhere where it is that cold. I want to be, the only way I would live there, like if Todd got a job that took us there, I'm like, you have to have at least 2 commas in your paycheck, and we have to have a summer or a winter house. Like I will go elsewhere. You can stay there. We have to be rich enough to be comfortable and be able to get away from it. So that's basically it. And Jennifer saying a college friend of hers lost her husband in that wreck. Oh my God, it was just the crazy. And then they were worried about people actually who were trapped in their cars getting hypothermia. Like it's just and my car is like, what the fuck? I want to stay in the garage. I know, it's poor. Her name is Gwendolyn. Gwen. If you've seen Bad Moms, the villain in that movie drives a white Range Rover, and that villain's name is Gwendolyn. That's my Range Rover's name. I name all my cars. So I've got Gwendolyn. My Jeep's name is Butch, and Bernadette is the RV. Let's see. Crystal said earlier, one of our local restaurants didn't make it, is doing their pop-up ghost kitchen this week. I went yesterday for their shrimp and grits, which was amazing. And I don't even like that, but theirs was the best. Oh, I love shrimp and grits. There's a place here that has them. And my mom is saying that she still has a dozen. Earlier she said she likes dried flowers, has a dozen yellow roses that Mike, my brother-in-law, gave Monica, my sister, years ago. I dried them and they're still beautiful. What's the secret to drying them? Do you just turn them upside down and let them dry? I've never actually. My mother-in-law dries hydrangeas, and we actually have some of them here in the house, and they're still gorgeously blue, and I have no idea how, but they look great in our house. So the other thing that happens when it is this cold around here is that, like, we live on this golf course. In the middle of the night, you'll just be laying in bed, and sometimes it wakes you up even, and you'll just hear boom, trees just fall apart. The branches fall off because it's all pecan trees through here, and they self-prune if they get too heavy. And it's terrifying though, because sometimes, I mean, we've had them land on the house before, all of that stuff. We have a friend down the street who actually had one come off and impale like through the second floor of their house into the bedroom. That's scary shit. But it's just such an unnerving sound because you hear it and you can hear it coming and you don't know where. And it's so quiet and echoey. It's like, and the highway, because we live kind of close to I-30, I can hear it right now because of the wind. But it's usually silent once it gets super cold too. My mom is saying for flowers, yes, just hang them upside down. A lot of people sending condolences to Jen and her friend. That's horrible. Yeah. Kelly doesn't know how her dogs are going to go to potty. They've never experienced these temps. One of mine is 14. I know. So right now we brought our cats are outside cats, and they're currently sleeping in our gym, and we don't have a litter box. So I just every few hours throw them outside for a little bit. And I'm hoping they take care of business, and they stay outside for an hour or two. They actually don't want to be inside. They like it for a little bit, but we have one cat, Stripes, who has stripes, will literally throw himself at windows trying to get out, like trying to jump through them. So he's an outside cat, totally. Bear, the black one, he could be an inside cat. I just don't want a box of cat shit in my house. And so we've trained them to be outside cats. And the neighbors love them and all that stuff. But we make sure that they are fed. We feed all of the rodents and the possums and the raccoons and a million stray cats too in our neighborhood. Matt is talking about the tree falling through the roof, not the kind of wood you want in the bedroom. That's for sure. You're so dirty. By the way, Matt's a straight guy who works for a church, y'all. Oh, that is so funny. I'm crying because I'm laughing so hard at that. Not the kind of wood I want in the bedroom, that's for sure. So, And Bear drinks from our neighbor Michelle's pond. Does he try to catch the fish? Oh my goodness. Y'all, totally different subject. Someone that I have not thought about in forever. I saw an article on today, Shelley Duvall. Do y'all remember Shelley Duvall? So for those of us of a certain age, she was like mega celebrity. She had Shelley Duvall's Tall Tales, which was on like HBO or Showtime, which was basically a famous actors retelling like Mother Goose story rhyme or Mother Goose tales or whatever, those types of things, like Humpty Dumpty and Swan Lake and those types of things. She was in a lot of movies. She was in The Shining, which I've actually never seen. It's one of the few movies. My mom let us watch pretty much everything, but Shining was on the list of things we were not allowed to watch. So I've never seen it. I still have never seen it. And I do not like scary movies, so I'm not going to. But she was in that. She was in a couple of other things. And then she was in Popeye, which is a movie that I adored as a kid. Olive Oil. Yes, she was Olive Oil and Popeye. Exactly. Such with Robin Williams, a lot of other celebrities in that too. Great movie. Robert Altman directed like half the movies or more than half of the movies that she was in. I think Robert Altman, is that his name? I think that came off my tongue really easily, so I think that must be it. But so she has changed a lot. I'm going to throw a link in the comments. So Hollywood Reporter released a story today about her, and she is very different looking now. So she's a little bit eccentric. Let me see if I can open up that article. Open the link so that you can see what she looks like today. So she lives here in Texas. They don't say where, but I did some searching, and it sounds like she lives outside of New Braunfels somewhere. Share my screen here. Let me see. I'm trying to. Here you go. So that's what she looks like now, right? And in the article, so she has some mental health issues. She drives around in this pickup truck. So she left. The Shining was Stanley Kubrick, actually. That's right. She lives in the Hill Country. I think it's outside of New Braunfels, as best I can tell. But she was born in Fort Worth, grew up outside of Houston, and now lives down there. But they talk about a lot of her stuff. So she was in, this is Nashville, I think. Yeah, Robert Altman's Nashville there. And then The Shining with Jack Nicholson and Stanley Kubrick. She talks about the emotional toll that took on her, having to be that scared all the time, like every day of the filming. And then in Popeye, look at her. Look how skinny she was. And then her with Sissy Spacek, and I think that's Robert Altman again. Isn't it interesting how our ideals of beauty are so different now? Also, that's really interesting to me. With Andy Warhol, her boyfriend Paul Simon at the time, and Gilda Radner. Man, how I know all these names off the top of my head. That is Jeff Bridges there. Man, he looks a lot different too. And that was her show was called Fairy Tale Theater. That's right. That's what it was. And she always started, "Hello, I'm Shelley Duvall." But listen, this is what I think that is such a sweet picture. I mean, she's not like a classic beauty anymore, but isn't that such a sweet picture? And so this is the first time she has been interviewed since, I guess, Dr. Phil came and did an interview with her and brought his whole crew, and it was just overly sensationalized, and people were really mad about it. They were angry at how, because she does have some weird things. Like she doesn't think Robin Williams committed suicide. And it does talk about this in this article. Does not think he committed suicide. She thinks he's a shapeshifter and is just no longer in that body anymore and is doing something else now. She believes in UFOs. There's a couple other things. Her car that she drives around in is full. She can only get the driver's seat. Everything else is just piled full of trash. But then they interview the diner waitress in this article, and she pulls him aside. She's like, "We take care of ours around here. You better be good to her." Basically, is what she said. So really, really neat. I put the article in the comments. It's a pretty long article too. Just really, just how her life has changed and all that kind of stuff, and how it's kind of like a good ending. She early on in the article, she asks him what's your angle? So it shows that she's still sharp about certain things, but then she does go off on some other things too. So, but yes, that was her, Beth. That was her. But very, very sweet article. And I think I'm gonna have. Y'all, should I get the kids to watch Popeye? I can't remember there being anything like crazy. I mean, they watch CSI Miami, right? I don't even know if they would be interested in it, but I thought it was. I loved that movie as a kid. I mean, I've probably seen Popeye like 40 or 50 times. We watched it all the time. So yeah, and it's nice that all of her neighbors are taking care of her. That's real sweet. Sounds like the lawyer walking to the diner in Sweet Home Alabama. Yep, that's exactly what it's like. So, so maybe Popeye was what we'll watch this weekend. See if I can. Certainly, it's on one of the streaming channels, right? And though she also talks in the article that she couldn't afford. She doesn't have very much money. I looked it up and it said her net worth is $2 million, which is more than I expected actually, based on what they were telling us. But that she couldn't afford to go to Robert Altman, the tributes to him, and to his funeral either. Part of me wonders if that's true, and part of me wonders if she's just kind of shied away from it and maybe kind of embarrassed about how she looks, even though she shouldn't be. I mean, she doesn't look like herself or the self that we knew back then, but she's really, really pretty. It's still, you can still see like a twinkle in her eye in that last photo. I like it a lot. So anyway, well, y'all stay warm. Stay warm. Let me make sure I did not miss anything in the comments. Yeah, I do not think so. Stay safe, stay warm, stay inside if you can. Order groceries if you can. I will, by the way, I'm going to throw my Walmart link into the comments as well. I think you get something for free or for money off or whatever if you use that. But they're the best at the delivery and at the pickup if you got to do that. So with that, again, don't forget to text me at this number, and I'm going to send you photos of the flowers that I bought for myself because I love myself. I do. I really do. And you know what? I love you too. You are loved. It's important to know that. Love that you watched this. This is my therapy, and I will miss you between now and Monday. Maybe I'll send you a video of us sledding. Maybe I'll even sled. I don't know what's going to happen. So we'll see, but stay warm, and I'll see you Monday for another episode of Cooped Up Live, should I say. Talk to you later. Bye.